The Prime Minister of Haiti, Ariel Henry, has resigned. That's according to the President of Guyana, Irfaan Ali, who is the chairman of the Caribbean Regional Group. Henry has been in Puerto Rico since last week after gang leaders controlling the capital warned him against returning to Port-au-Prince. Leaders of the Caribbean bloc, CARICOM, have been meeting in Jamaica's capital to discuss a political transition and the security crisis in Haiti.
We are pleased to announce the commitment to a transitional governance arrangement, which paves the way for a peaceful transition of power, continuity of governance, an action plan for near-term security, and a road to free and fair elections. It further seeks to assure that Haiti will be governed by the rule of law. This commitment reflects hard compromises among a diverse coalition of actors who have put their country above all differences. To that end, we acknowledge the resignation of Prime Minister Ariel Henry upon the establishment of a transitional presidential council and the naming of an interim Prime Minister.
Let's bring in Al Jazeera's Teresa, who is in Santo Domingo in neighbouring Dominican Republic. Teresa, this resignation doesn't really come as a surprise because Ariel Henry had been under a great deal of pressure to step down.
Well, that's correct. It's been days of tension, of violence on the streets of Port-au-Prince and different cities all across of Haiti. And as you just said, this does not come as a surprise. Prime Minister Ariel Henry had traveled to Kenya to sign an agreement for a multinational support team that would help the Haitian police fight against the growing influence of the gangs. However, he was not allowed to return. And since then, we've been hearing the gangs on the streets of Haiti saying that if he goes back, this would trigger a civil war. However, let's not forget that for many Haitians, Ariel Henry is not a legitimate leader. He was not elected. He was handpicked in a way after the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse back in 2021. Many people say that he was unable to solve the problems, the enormous problems that Haiti is facing today. And that's why many are supporting this resignation. We're going to have to see the impact that this has on the ground, what gangs will have to say about him. We've been listening, for example, to the leader of G9, which is a federation of gangs, Michel. He's also known as Barbecue, who on this day, he was on the streets of Port-au-Prince, in a way threatening hotel owners who were sheltering politicians close to Henry. So suddenly, lots of tension in Haiti. We're going to have to see whether this changes anything at all and the impact that this has in the country.
Indeed, we'll have to wait and see what reaction comes out of Haiti and Port-au-Prince in particular, where, as you say, gangs have been in control, effectively in control of the Haitian capital. In terms of the region, we had this emergency meeting of regional leaders, right? So what happens next then with the political transition? Because the president of Guyana talked about a political transition. What is that going to look like? And what about the future of the multinational stabilization force for Haiti?
Well, what it's interesting to know is that from the very beginning, since 2021, when Moïse was assassinated, the international community, especially the United States, continued to support Ariel Henry, even though many of the people in Haiti did not want him as their leader. People were calling for elections on the streets. What we're seeing now is when Secretary of State Antony Blinken traveled to Kingston for this meeting, something changed. We started to listen, to hear that not only the CARICOM, which is the Caribbean nations, starting to express their concern about what is happening in Haiti right now, talking about a transition, about setting up what they call a presidential college composed of political parties, of the private sector, of the religious community, among others, to try to set up a transition that at the same time will lead to elections. It would be, in a way, accompanying what all the focus, all the attention is on right now, now, which is on this United Nations multinational security support team, which is basically police forces from other countries. Right now it is from Kenya. Around 400 of them are ready to be deployed, Kenya says, that will travel to Haiti to support the Haitian National Police in their fight against the gangs. Let's not forget the Haitian National Police says that they're desperate for ammunition, weapons, bulletproof vests, among other things, to fight against the gangs. So we're going to have to see, again, it's all in the air right now about the impact that this is going to have in Haiti, because the gangs have a completely different plan. What they want is, in a way, a troika set up by a judge, by a former coup leader who's been in prison in the United States for drug-related charges, among others, to take power. And this is in stark contrast with what CARICOM and also the international community and the United States want. So suddenly, there's lots of issues right now that need to be dealt with, but in the middle, there's the lives of millions of Haitians that are facing acute hunger. Hundreds of thousands have been displaced, and most of them are struggling for food, water, and medicines, that the situation continues to deteriorate.
An uncertain situation indeed. Teresa, thank you very much for that. That's Al Jazeera's Teresa reporting from Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. Let's return to our top story and breaking news out of Haiti, where the Prime Minister Ariel Henry has resigned. The embattled Prime Minister, who's been out of the country for several weeks now, as gangs fought for control of the capital, Port-au-Prince. Let's bring in Harold Isaac, who's an independent journalist live in Port-au-Prince. Thank you very much, Harold, for being with us on Al Jazeera. I know it's very late at night in Port-au-Prince, past midnight. How will news of Ariel Henry's resignation be received by people in Haiti?
Well, it had been hinted over the past few hours that it was to be expected that the Prime Minister would resign. There was a high-level meeting happening in Jamaica about the steps forward after the tenure of Ariel Henry in power, and that had been hinted in the past few hours to folks here.
Right. So this was expected. How will people in Port-au-Prince react to this?
Well, so far it's late. There hasn't been direct reactions, and also we haven't heard directly from the Prime Minister himself. And we learned it in the closing remarks of the CARICOM meeting that was happening with Mohamed, Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali, the president of Guyana, has announced that they had acknowledged the resignation of Prime Minister Ariel Henry.
But will people welcome this resignation, you think, given the crisis the country has been through in recent weeks and even years?
Well, Prime Minister Ariel Henry had been under tremendous pressure in the past few weeks as violence has soared and swept through the city and led to catastrophic results, with ports, facilities being attacked in the airport, being shut down and cut off from the world right now. So he did go to Kenya to try and get police support, and he didn't make it back. He was stranded in Puerto Rico, and now has been announced to have resigned.
Yeah, he went to Kenya to try and get this multinational force that the United Nations approved to be deployed in Haiti. But of course, the gangs who control much of the capital, Port-au-Prince, have been opposed to this move, to this idea of a multinational force in the country. Now that regional leaders have met and decided that this was the way to go forward, what happens next, do you think?
Well, part of, the object of the meeting today or yesterday was to essentially find a formula to have a government that would essentially be running the country. And the formula they presented and accepted was a 7-member council, a presidential council, that would be running the country with representatives from several sectors. They still have to announce the individuals that will be part of it, but that's a formula they adopted and accepted by the CARICOM and the international community.
Okay, Harold, thank you for talking to us. Harold Isaac, an independent journalist speaking to us there from Port-au-Prince, Haiti.